Hello. Hello, Dusty Dog. Welcome in. So good to see you. I'm excited to be here with you guys today. I hope everyone is having a good Monday afternoon. It is very stormy where I am. Lots of thunderstorms and rain happening today, but feeding the flowers and the grass and all the green stuff is always a good thing, right? Like my hair's gonna do the thing today. So I'm excited to be here with you guys this afternoon. I'm really looking forward to talking about today. Today I've written a lesson on the law of attraction, and I'm very excited to talk about this. I talk a little bit about where the term comes from and how it ties into different cultural perspectives, how you can utilize it to your advantage, and why it's important to use this ability, gift, whatever you want to call it. Hello, Super Dubry. Super do best. I'm sorry, I don't have my reading glasses, so it's hard for me to see the comments on the screen. So if I read your name incorrectly, I apologize. Hello, Nixon. Good to see you. Hello. I'm gonna give everyone just a few minutes. Hey, Meta, what's up, B? Did you have such a great time at graduation this weekend? The pictures of your daughter were absolutely gorgeous, and I am so excited for her, and I know she's got so many great things. Do best. Thank you. So many great things ahead of her. Hello, Angela. Welcome in. I'm so glad that you guys had a great time, and I am really excited for her upcoming adventure. Hello, Brooke. Well, thank you, Brooke. I appreciate you sharing that. I'm happy to do that every day. It helps me feel connected, and it helps me feel good, and I reach a lot of people, and it's a good thing. So I appreciate you letting me know that you see my videos every day. I'm grateful that you watch them. You know, if you guys didn't watch them, I wouldn't have any reason to do them, I guess. So I'm excited. Hey, Michael. Hello. Welcome back, friend. It's been a little while since I saw you. I know I've had a couple people tell me that notifications don't work for them for some reason, and I wish I had a better way to fix it. Aw, thank you, Dusty Dog. She does look a lot like me. She gets that a lot. I can remember going to a conference at her high school one time, and I walked in the door, and before I even introduced myself, the teacher said, "Oh yes, you must be Robin's mom." I'm like, "Yes, how could you tell? Is it because she looks just like me?" Hello, honey. Good to see you. Good to see you. So today we are talking about law of attraction. We're going to give this just another minute or two for people to kind of join us. And then I have a lesson that I have prepared. I have two mods in the room, Meta Sanchez and Michael Tesla. Both of those people are here to help regulate the comment section for me. When I am reading my lesson, I don't look up very often because I will get distracted by the comments and lose track of what I'm saying. And I put a lot of work into each of these lessons, so I want to make sure I get all the information out to you. Once I'm done with what I've written, once I'm done with the lesson, which is about 10 minutes, 10, 20 minutes, maybe, you know, it just depends. Then we will open the floor for any questions you have about anything we have talked about. And believe me, I'm the first person to say I don't have the answer to that if I don't know the answer. I'm not going to make something up just to try to make you feel better. But the best part about having people in the room with us is that we can put the question out to the collective and get other people's ideas. Oh, I'm so glad, Krista. I'm so glad that you're here. Even if you are working, don't get in trouble, okay? So if you come up with a question during the session, do me a favor and write it down so you don't forget, because I do want to address as many questions as possible. I just know I get distracted if I start looking at the comments, and I won't be able to go back to the lesson very easily, and I don't want to do that. So, hello, Lisa. I'm so glad you made it too. All right, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So today's lesson is on the law of attraction. All right? The law of attraction is a concept that has intrigued and inspired many for centuries. Its roots can be traced back to various Eastern traditions, including Hinduism and Buddhism, which emphasize the power of the mind and the importance of positive thinking. In Hindu philosophy, the concept of karma highlights how our thoughts and actions directly affect our future experiences. Similarly, in Buddhism, the idea that our intentions and mental states shape our reality is central to its teachings. These ancient beliefs laid the groundwork for the modern interpretation of the law of attraction, which suggests that like attracts like, and that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences into one's life. This metaphysical concept is also known by several other names, each reflecting different cultural and philosophical perspectives. In the Christian tradition, it is often referred to as faith or the power of prayer. In New Thought spirituality, it is described as mind power or mental science. Regardless of the terminology, the underlying principle remains the same. Our thoughts and emotions have a profound impact on our reality, and by harnessing this power, we can create the life we desire. So let's talk a little bit about how this concept plays out in our daily life and our cultures. In the realm of Western medicine and psychology, the law of attraction intersects with several well-established concepts. One such concept is the placebo effect, which demonstrates how our expectations and beliefs can significantly influence physical health outcomes. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, also aligns with the principles of the law of attraction, focusing on the power of positive thinking and the impact of beliefs on behavior and emotional well-being. These psychological approaches underline the importance of mindset and affirm the idea that our thoughts can shape our reality, a core tenet of the law of attraction. And I want to go back real quick to the idea of the placebo effect. When I was working at the university, and I would have these PhDs and MDs come up to me and ask me what I was working on, and I would tell them energy. The most common thing they said to me was, well, aren't you worried it's just placebo effect? And my response to that was really one of confusion, because my thought was, well, why does it matter what you call it? If it works, it works. If you can positively think yourself into such a mind shift that your physical body shifts, why are we trying to label that as something bad? That should be empowering to think that you can shape how you feel based on your focus on your feelings and how you are perceiving yourself. And I really got a lot of pushback from the doctors I worked with, and I never understood that, but I included it in here because I think it's important to acknowledge that there is evidence of this working in scientific studies. It's just labeled bad as placebo effect. I don't think it's bad. If it's still getting you the effect of feeling healthy, feeling better, moving forward, why does it have to be called bad? You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to go back to that for just a second. Now, Carl Jung, just for those of you who don't know, I do a shadow work class on Monday night at 7 p.m. for paid subscribers here on YouTube and also on TikTok. And each week we do different exercises to work on our shadows. And shadow work is the principle that Carl Jung came up with. He's an American psychologist. And so I included him in this because he believed in that power. So I just wanted to give you that little tidbit of information before I move on. Carl Jung's work ties into the law of attraction through his exploration of the collective unconscious and the power of archetypes and synchronicity. Jung believed that our unconscious mind is a reservoir of symbols and archetypal, easy for me to say, images that shape our perceptions and experiences. Synchronicity, or meaningful coincidence, illustrates how our inner psychological states can manifest in external events, aligning with the law of attraction's premise that our thoughts and emotions attract corresponding experiences. By understanding and integrating these unconscious elements, as Jung proposed in Shadow Work, we can align our conscious intentions with deeper, more universal forces, thereby enhancing our ability to manifest our desires. Nikola Tesla, the renowned inventor and electrical engineer, contributed significantly to the discourse on energy and attraction. Tesla believed that everything in the universe is energy, and this energy could be harnessed and directed. He famously stated, quote, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration," end quote. This aligns closely with the principles of the law of attraction, which posits that our thoughts and emotions emit vibrations that attract similar energies from the universe, thus shaping our reality. Albert Einstein, my personal hero, also touched upon concepts that resonate with the law of attraction. His famous equation, E=mc², established that energy and matter are interchangeable, emphasizing the fundamental role of energy in the fabric of the universe. This scientific insight supports the idea that our thoughts as forms of energy can influence the physical world. Einstein's acknowledgement of the mysterious and interconnected nature of the universe provides a scientific backdrop to the more spiritual interpretations of the law of attraction, and I encourage you to look up his material if you haven't. It's very fascinating. Esther Hicks, Esther Hicks, along with her late husband Jerry, brought the law of attraction into mainstream awareness through their teachings and writings. Channeling a group of non-physical entities known as Abraham, Esther Hicks emphasizes that our emotions are powerful indicators of our vibrational alignment with our desires. According to Hicks, maintaining a positive emotional state attracts positive experiences, and aligning oneself with the feeling of what is desired is key to manifesting those desires. This approach has been popularized through books like Ask and It Is Given and the Law of Attraction series. Esther and Abraham also emphasize that the key to effectively using the law of attraction is to first find a way to feel better in your current situation. They teach that your emotional state is a powerful indicator of your vibrational alignment with your desires. By focusing on feeling good and cultivating positive emotions, you raise your vibrational frequency, which in turn attracts more positive experiences and outcomes into your life. Hicks suggests that rather than fixating on what you lack or what is wrong, you should seek out thoughts and activities that bring joy and satisfaction. This shift in focus helps to align your energy with what you want to attract, creating a more harmonious and receptive state for manifesting your desires. For those looking to work with the law of attraction, there are several tips that can help enhance its effectiveness. First, practicing gratitude daily can shift your focus from lack to abundance, attracting more positive experiences. Second, visualization techniques can help you clearly define and emotionally connect with your goals. Third, maintaining a positive attitude and reframing negative thoughts can help keep your vibrational frequency high. Fourth, affirmations can reinforce your intentions and beliefs, making them more powerful. And last, letting go of attachment to specific outcomes can reduce resistance and allow the universe to bring your desires in the best possible way. Let go of trying to control everything. That's a big, big piece to learning to work with law of attraction. In conclusion, the law of attraction is a timeless concept that bridges ancient wisdom and modern science, offering a powerful framework for understanding the interplay between our thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Whether approached from a spiritual or psychological perspective, the core message remains consistent. Our inner world profoundly influences our outer reality. By cultivating positive thoughts and emotions, we can align ourselves with the life we wish to create, tapping into the boundless energy and potential of the universe. All right, so that was the lesson that I wrote for today about law of attraction. I'm going to go back and look at some of these comments. Okay, so Christy talking about says, how do we do that? I've been very sick lately with kidney problems. I'm a nurse and I have done everything on the medical spectrum. So here's the thing, Christy, with medical disorders, as someone who was also a nurse for 25 years and spent the last 5 years of my career teaching at a medical school, I will tell you that my understanding of how vibration works in the body in relation to illness is that once the vibration becomes so dense that it is stagnant in your space, in your body, that it starts to manifest as physical illness. So if you are having kidney problems, the chakra connected to the kidney is the heart. So it could do you some good to really look into your heart space. Where do you need to give forgiveness to someone, including yourself? Where do you need to find more joy in your life? Are you holding on to things from your childhood that were uncomfortable or that trigger you still? And how are they triggering you now? Doing some type of energy work can be very, very helpful, but a lot of times it has to do with your mindset and not focusing so much on something you feel you have no control over, because the more you focus on something like that, the more out of control it will feel. So while I'm not saying to ignore your disease, your kidney disease, I am saying find things that help you feel better and focus there. only giving attention to your kidneys when you absolutely need to, and then consider doing some sort of energy work and looking into the chakra connected to the kidneys to find where maybe you have a block or something you need to get rid of, something you're holding on to, some kind of forgiveness that needs to happen. That's a lot of times what it is, or grief that you're not willing to express will also fester and become something like that. Sorry, there's a huge storm cloud like right outside my window. That's why it got super dark, so I'm just checking it. But I hope you feel better, and I do understand your frustration with the medical aspect of things. Consider what Eastern medicine, consider acupuncture, consider herbal remedies, consider sound therapy. There's 1,000 different modalities you can try that are never going to hurt you, but could in turn give you some kind of perspective or help you move forward from this disease. Let's see. Yes, I love Nikola Tesla. He was brilliant, Michael, and that's why I kind of gave you that little wink, because I know that has a special place in your heart. Kristen says, I love Einstein. I am enough of the artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. I love it. Yes, and Michael says, having an attitude of gratitude will keep you from experiencing a platitude of lackitude. I love it. Hello, thank you, Race. I appreciate you being here. Yes, okay, let go of outcome, but then a bill appears I can't pay but need to. I wobble between feeling great and then not feeling good because I have to pay a bill I don't know how I'm going to pay. That's a great, so Super Doobies, I want you to understand that's something that every person I know experiences. I don't know anyone who's wealthy enough that when their bills come, they don't get a little nervous. But here's something I have learned. You have two choices. You can spend all the time between now, when you got the bill, and when the bill is due, worrying about how you're going to pay the bill, which is going to have no effect on the outcome. Or you can choose to find ways to feed yourself during this time, feeling better about yourself and your circumstances, and worrying about paying the bill when it's closer to that time. Because unless you're going to pay it early, there's no reason for you to have all that money now unless you're going to pay it. Do you see what I'm saying? And all the worry, all the time that you're spending between now and then worrying about it is not going to make it any more or less payable, right? So the idea is, focus on something that helps you feel better, not ignoring the world around you, but learning that I can't spend my time living in worry. It's not going to be productive in any way. You see what I'm saying? And why would the universe have me sitting alone for so long? So here's the thing, Super. Something I want to say. When you're coming from a place of lack, you are your own worst block. And I know how annoying that can be to hear it, but it's true. When you're coming from a place of lack, what you're saying is, I want this, but what you're thinking, what you're feeling is, I don't have this. Law of attraction always says yes. The universe always says yes to you. So if you are focused, if you are telling yourself, if you are feeling to yourself, I don't have this, I don't deserve this, I can't earn this, the universe is going to nod and go, yes, here's more of that. But if you focus on something else, and believe me, it's not about trying to convince yourself of something you don't think is true. It's about focusing on something completely different that gives you a similar feeling. So that feeling of belonging and camaraderie, you can find it in other places, even with your animals or whoever. You know, you just want to find something else to focus on that feels better. You cannot live in that feeling of lack because you are splitting your energy like this and pulling yourself in two different directions. And you just don't want to do that. So as difficult as it feels, and as much of a jerk as I feel like when I say it, it is absolutely true that what you focus on is what you will get reflections of. And if you continue to focus on all the things you don't have, you will continue to get reflections of all the feelings of not having enough. You have to find something else to focus on. You have to find something else to focus on. Yes, the rework, it's whatever you believe in, 100%. So John, I think for some people it's not possible to totally disconnect from the 3D world. Well, I agree that there's a lot in this 3D world that is bringing us down. this incarnation is about duality. It's about learning balance. That's why you are working out your karma here. So you can't ignore one world and only live in the other. It's about finding balance between both worlds. When you can master that balance, that's when things start to move a bit easier. You can't spend all your time in your upper chakras, and you can't spend all your time in your lower chakras. It's a circulation system. They should be talking to each other and circulating energy and supporting you in the best way possible. But if you focus all your energy on one side or the other, then there is no balance. You have to find a way to balance. All right. Michael says, just remember, everything you attract is what your energy is attracting. The universe is always giving you that is for you, not to. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Dusty Dog, can you briefly encapsulate shadow work? Sounds awful going. Yeah, so shadow work, the idea behind shadow work is there are aspects of ourselves that we don't like. Right? There are aspects of ourselves that we have been taught over time are not good or whatever. And so we push those away and we pack them into the shadow. As we grow up and as we become adults, those things we have packed away in our shadow turn into the triggers that affect us the most. And a lot of times we have these triggers and we don't even know why we have these triggers. It's because it's attached to a shadow aspect of you that you were told was wrong or bad. The idea behind shadow work, the way I do it according to Carl Jung in psychotherapy, is to work on bringing these little aspects of yourself that you were once ashamed of or afraid to be put out there, and bringing them back into the main part of who you are, understanding that each little piece of you makes you a unique and special creature and should be loved with you. It's letting go of a lot of shame, it's letting go of a lot of guilt, it's moving beyond a lot of traumas, and it's done the way I do it is through a series of exercises, and each exercise gives you a thoughtful question to think about and to dig down into your triggers, with the idea of bringing the truth of the situation forward, thus allowing you to acknowledge it and release it from your system. The book I use is a structured workbook type book. This is the book right here. And you can get it online if you join the shadow work group. I post these exercises every week in the Facebook group, so everyone has access to them. And then when we do the shadow work group on Monday nights, in TikTok, I bring people into the box. On YouTube, I'm not allowed to, I don't know how, or I don't think you can do that. So if you want to share your writing on YouTube, you can just email it to me and I will read it for you. But we talk about it, we work our way through some of these things, and then we help each other release this. And with shadow work, it can be really, really daunting, because if you're not in a good place mentally, it's not something I recommend, because you really are digging down into the deepest parts of yourself that you hide away. So you have to be at least on moderately stable ground when you do this, and having a group with you who will support you and talk you through it and give you somewhere to be a sounding board is also very, very helpful, which is why I offer it in a group format. All right, let me go back a little bit. You know, I believe you will learn it. I do believe you will learn. I do believe you can learn balance. I just think it's a difficult process, and it's easy to fall back into old habits. Habits are hard to break for a reason, and it becomes a habit. Oh, I'm not even paying attention to those comments. I have 2 wonderful mods that help me out. Yes. I'm glad, Cheryl, that you are doing all kinds of good work. All kinds of good work. Thank you, Zafat. I appreciate it. Believe me, Super, I believe it. I believe it. Thank you, Cheryl. I love it. So make sure you go to the Facebook group. It's called Shadows in Light. No, it's never too late, Bloomy. It's never too late. You can go to the Facebook group. It's called Shadows in Light, and subscribe, and all the exercises are there for you. This evening at 7, you're welcome to come and hang out with us. You don't have to participate if you don't want to, but I encourage everyone on YouTube to email me their answers if you want me to share them with the group. And then as a paying member, the replay of the shadow work group will also be on my YouTube channel for later. This replay, Professor Brown, is always available to anyone who wants to watch it. So if you have anyone who you think could benefit from that, absolutely share it out to them. If you have a subject that you would like covered about spirituality, spiritual awakening, any of those things, email me and let me know. I can make a whole episode about it. I made an episode last week for my friend Chrissy, who wanted to know what happens when we sleep. And it was a great one. It was a great one. So I believe that shadow work, Teresa, is part of ascension. I don't believe it's, first, I don't believe that ascension is a place we're going. I think it's an ongoing process. It's a verb, not a noun. Each time you discover something new about yourself, you have the opportunity to ascend to a higher level. And shadow work is absolutely 100% an integral part of that. You get to a point where you can grow no further until you acknowledge and release some of the aspects we're holding on to. But I would encourage you to look at ascension as an ongoing process. You are a forever individual. You are a forever energy. Therefore, it makes no sense that you would have an ending point. So just keep that in mind. But I appreciate your comment very much. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yes, that is correct. Afraid it will feel like a new therapist friend when you have to repeat your dad's story over and over again. I think I missed part of that comment. What are some signs that manifestation is close? So, Hanani, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I just want to say, when I have manifestations happen, I usually have no indication that they're happening. Sometimes I will get a feeling of anticipation, but something I like to point out is manifestation is not like this, very rarely. It takes time because we live in a physical universe where everything has to be moved into place. So the greatest example I can give you is myself, right? A year ago is when I started talking about, I don't want to be at my professional job anymore. I don't like it anymore. I feel like I want to do this content creation full time. I don't know. And I just started talking about it a year ago. The life I am living today, right now, is because of the work I did a year ago to get myself here. And I did that by following my excitement as best as I could. Every little thing that makes me excited, like reading cards, doing classes, creating content, everything that does it get me excited, that's what I follow. But it takes actionable steps on your behalf. A lot of people think manifestation is you ask for a cake and you get a cake. No, you ask for a cake and the universe gives you all the ingredients to make any kind of cake you want, but you still have to put all the ingredients together to make the cake you want. Otherwise, you're just going to be living by default, and we don't want to do that. So it takes actionable steps on your behalf, following that feeling of passion, following that inspiration as much as possible. Ooh, my ears. It was the lightning, made my ears go off. Oh my goodness. But where I am today is quite literally the dream I had a year ago. And that cannot be overstated. It takes time for things to manifest. I mean, of course, sure, there are small manifestations that happen quickly. For example, yesterday I got up, I was getting ready, and I thought to myself, man, it would be really cool to go to a flea market today. I think I would like to do that. Maybe I'll do that today. Go about my day, have breakfast, do my thing. My husband comes downstairs, first thing out of his mouth, hey, you want to go to a flea market today? Manifestation. But you have to have no resistance to it. I had no resistance to that, so it came quickly. The more resistance you have to it, regardless if it's conscious or unconscious, feeling like you deserve it or not, that sort of thing, the more resistance you have, the longer it takes to come to you. So you have to also keep that in mind. But it takes time for these things to manifest because they have to work around and get everything's back into, back into alignment. Lisa wants to know, is autoimmune connected to different chakras depending on the type of autoimmune? I asked earlier when you were talking about chakra. So yes. And so I don't know off the top of my head what chakra it is, but it's related to the manifestation of many things, being uncomfortable in your own skin, having a low self-esteem and feeling terrible about yourself, being very unaccepting of yourself can manifest as eczema, which is an autoimmune disease. So you kind of have to look it up. I don't want to give you wrong information and I don't have the details, but yes, absolutely, it can be. Does that mean that once it's reached that point physically that you can heal it? I mean, I personally believe that you can heal yourself. I have healed myself from multiple things and have no longer take any medications. So I believe it can happen. It's different for everybody, but if you believe it, you can do it. I would never stop your medications without your doctor's approval, though. But yeah, look into it. Google it. See what comes up because yes, absolutely. Let's see. Shadows and Light is the name of the group. Shadows and Light. Cheryl, that's awesome that you've been doing a 12-step program for shadow work. I love that. So, Lori, if you don't want to join the Facebook group, you certainly don't have to. You can buy the book yourself. The book is on the website lonerwolf.com. It's, I think, $20 or less, and you can download an electronic version of it every week. I tell you the exercises for the next week. And you can do it that way. You certainly don't have to join the Facebook group, but it's always there as an option, and it's a great way to connect with other people who are doing the same type of work as you, building that sense of community, shared experience, all that sort of stuff. Man, it is like a monsoon outside my door. Good gravy. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here today to learn about Law of Attraction. I appreciate your time and attention. Hello, Mick. Good morning, good afternoon from here in Illinois, United States. The replay will be up on YouTube shortly. It will be available to everyone. Please share it out if you feel so called. I appreciate your time and your effort staying here with me, your attention. I do realize that time is the only thing we cannot get more of, and the fact that you chose to spend it with me just really makes me happy. So thank you so much for that. If you are in the shadow work group, I will see you tonight at 7 o'clock. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Super. Thank you, Nixon. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Meta. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys later if I don't float away with this monsoon outside my door. Bye, guys.